So painfully nostalgic for college. So, for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, oh, sometimes it like literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful,
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this:
wow.
do
And I
you believe her?
This is going to be hard to watch, but it's important to see what happens when you get married and you try to compensate for a lack of game. You try to compensate with money, with status, and think that'll just take care of the rest for you. And this is the comedian Akash Singe. This is what ended up happening. He ended up being a mark, and now his life is, bro, it's fucked. Like, this is going to be hard to watch. If you don't like cringe, don't watch this because the way his wife talks is about him and in general is very sad.
so painfully nostalgic for college. So, for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, oh, sometimes it like literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful,
my wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this:
wow.
do
And I-
you believe her?
Bro, my wife also had no sexual partners. That's sad. And the red flags, they were there. There were so many red flags. The way they got together was almost certainly not him like approaching her at a bar or something like that. It was an opportunity that she saw and she took advantage of because he went about this in a traditional way in a modern world, thinking that that would work out. And now she's shaming him in public, making him look very pathetic, making him look bad because he thought that a mindset from the 1920s would work out in 2020 whenever they got married. And it did not work out. And it gets worse. That's just the, I think it gets even worse than that. But that's the way his wife talks because she has no respect for him, right? That I want that to be clear. She does not respect him at all. She values what he brings her on the surface level in terms of status, in terms of money, right? So she is using him not because she likes being around him or is attracted to him. Sex is the exchange. She's basically a whore, right? It's just with extra steps. That's basically what this is. And that's what a lot of modern men who think that using some status, getting some money, and leveraging those for dating, they think that that's going to work out.
Akash is such a fucking king. Like everyone knows he's the best husband, and I don't often find men that measure up to him. And like Nav completely measures up to him, if not more. Can I just say, like not in a weird way, he's so good looking.
Oh, thank you.
And
Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husbands?
Priya,
She tried.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us four? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for
Bro, imagine how humiliating that is for your wife to talk about how her friend's husband is better looking than you, is basically just better than you in every way, and probably has a bigger dick than you. I mean that's insane, and that's kind of what happens when you mix traditional culture with being raised. I mean, she's definitely raised in the West, but you think that you're marrying someone traditional because well she's Indian and she's her parents or whatever. If you went to college here and you were raised here, you're gonna have that enculturation, right? You're gonna have those belief systems and thinking that you're getting a traditional wife. No, this is, I mean, this is kind of giving the red pill a debut, right? I don't agree with a lot of what the red pill says, but it's showing a huge example of what having a blue pill, old school mindset, what it can lead to if you're not prepared and don't see the red flags and don't understand the way that women think, the way that there are predatory women who will take advantage of you. And this is an example of what that looks like.
If
Or
we did
it's
it,
thick. It's thick.
I'd only been down for an orgy if
Yeah, so this is just sad to see. I mean, it sounds like Akash is a good husband. You know, he tries to do everything right. He spends all this money on her, but it's not enough. And she still feels the need to publicly humiliate him and try to hook up with her friend's husband.
Can I say this is the best husband I've ever seen? And I'm not even saying that hyperbolically. It's a little annoying. And then like
Why
he's
don't you
just
guys
getting in
jerk
better
each
shape.
other off already?
We
Go
might have.
ahead.
Oh, what are y'all doing this whole time? Drake is your Taylor Swift.
100%.
exactly.
I'm toxic. How do you think I have to keep up with her?
No, he be saying some boss ass shit. What is the stuff he says to you that I'm just like, that's fire?
Oh, now just puts his dick out on the table.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer
I'm
who
not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
Wait, he used to sell like iPhones, buy iPhones and sell them.
Have you seen his Instagram thumbnail? You know, I've shown that to multiple dudes.
Yes,
I've been like,
saved under his
yo,
favorite.
look at my wife's podcast partner's husband. It's crazy. Ain't that crazy? I've shown it to multiple guys.
I've also shown it to multiple people.
If-
I'm meeting Nav's dad tomorrow, and I'll
For a freeze frame, he looked so uncomfortable there. But you know, the truth leaked out. That was rough. This is yeah, beta bucks, as they say.
I'm fucking nervous because
Don't
he
be
has
nervous.
the not to be weird, but he has big dick energy, and he's
It's
obviously
based off stories.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a don. Let's face it.
But thank you guys for being on the main character pod. We love you.
Thank
We hate you.
I guess
we respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you and want to fuck all of.
Yeah, that's going to end in divorce. He's going to lose half his money and a lot of self-respect. And it's very important to have some idea of the way women operate, the way women think, and not to have rose-tinted glasses where you end up with a succubus without realizing it, right? Someone who just sucks your soul away. This is a common relationship dynamic, but it's what happens when one of the people is not really into the other one, right? When one of them is using the other, they're really both using each other in different ways. He's just more naive about it, and this is how it ends. Let's look at the beginning where Fresh and Fit, where Akash and his podcast or whatever are mocking Fresh and Fit for their red pill views.
Not telling me some shit none of us have ever heard. We all heard this
I mean, I'm married. Akash is married. Mark is married.
audience.
One person
Yeah.
in the relationship, whoever cares less has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less.
That is
We want the man to
wild.
always
That's
have the leverage.
childish as fuck.
And you
bro.
guys might not like
That
hearing
is
that.
childish.
But we truly feel
I'm not.
that
These
you
aren't
have to-
new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some shit none of us.
And look, I don't necessarily agree with that philosophy, but this is clearly an example where she cares less, she's less invested, and she has all the leverage to make him a laughing stock, right? This is some people, I thought maybe this is fake. But if you really think about it, if it's fake, then he's really fucking stupid, right? If they're doing this to rage bait or whatever, because he's ruining his reputation. He's probably going to lose a lot of money and just make himself look terrible in front of millions of people so that she can get more money. Even if that's the case, then it's still just as fucked up on a meta level. So I don't think it's fake, which makes it that much sadder.
We all heard this.
I mean, I'm married. Akash is married. Mark is married, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's possible. Now, granted, we might call you in 10 years and be like, y'all were fucking right. You know what I'm saying? But,
All right, so
That aged very, very well.
3 years ago, Fresh and Fit went on Flagrant, and Schultz and the whole crew, especially Akash, called them out for some of their controversial takes and how they run their show, which obviously started a beef that reignites every now and then. And it just did recently because Myron discovered Akash's wife is trying to be an influencer and has her own podcast, which Myron's been having a field day with because she's the exact kind of girl they warn guys about. And she constantly humiliates Akash on social media. She was asked if they split finances. She said, his money's our money and my money is my money, which Akash sounds really stressed out about. Like, she had him on their podcast and he started flipping out about how she basically won't do anything except spend his money.
For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it. And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian, and he buys me lots of nice things.
When I say I'm tired, she can't just let me be tired. I travel. I work, and I'm very blessed to do what I
And
do.
he also-
But when I tell my wife I'm tired, I want her to say, "I'm sorry, baby. I understand. That must be exhausting, buying me all these things." Instead, she goes, "So am I." And if I dare open my mouth to go, "What the did you do that made you tired?" Now it's a problem. Now it's a fight. So I
What
gotta
do you
sit
mean?
there.
I went to Pilates.
Oh, that's what
I
I'm
FaceTime.
saying. Yesterday, I worked the entire like morning to night, whatever. I finally get a workout in because I'm trying to be less fat. And then she's like, "Babe, can you take out Happy? I'm so tired." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then I take you to Mew Mew and you buy whatever you want. That's the bare.
Excuse me. Dale, I didn't buy whatever I wanted. He limited me. I am on a budget. Okay.
Because you want a house that I don't care about. A house.
All right, so long story short, he pays for her entire lifestyle. She does nothing for him except presumably sex, although that is questionable as well, and she might be doing it with other guys on the side. And she has no respect for him, and he's going to gradually lose more and more self respect for himself, the little he has left. And that's what happens when you don't have some game, like have some abundance. That's what happens when you date from a point of scarcity and you try to compensate with something like status, something like money to lock a girl down, which is coming from a bad place. So, on some level, I don't feel that bad for him because he was trying to overcompensate for not having women actually be into him by being a somewhat famous stand up comedian. And then you end up getting used. You end up in a terrible, terrible situation. So that's a warning to be aware. Not all women are like that, right? There's plenty of women who would never use you that way. But the more you lean into having a scarcity of options with women and you start getting a little money, you're going to become a target. And then that's the most likely relationship you end in because normal women who don't want to use you, they want to actually like you and like being around you. And if you're in deep scarcity and don't know how to get women at all, don't know how to attract women, well, then you're going to just act weird and turn them off. And then the only ones that are left are the gold diggers and something like this. So if you want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you, click the link below. You can get my book, The Method, 25% off, which is a complete guide to meeting women in real life, to getting out of scarcity and into abundance.